Hey everyone, welcome to Unit 2, Lesson 4, Solving Proportions. Before we actually talk about the steps to solve a proportion, what is a proportion? Well, a proportion is a statement of equality with two ratios, aka fractions. So for example, if we have something like 1/2 and that's equal to 2/4, that is a proportion. It's a true statement. 1/2 is equal to 2/4. And we can check if a statement of equality between two ratios, we can check if that's a proportion by checking what's called their cross products. So in a proportion, the cross products are always equal. In a proportion, the cross products are always equal. We use that fact to solve proportions. So in a proportion, the cross products are always equal. So let's play with something like 1/2 is equal to x/4. We know, just from looking over here, that the answer is going to be 2. And we also know because, these are easy values. But just to use an easy one to explain, in a proportion, when you have a fraction equal to another fraction, or a statement of equality that says a fraction is equal to another fraction, in a proportion, the cross products are always equal. So 2x equals 4, which confirms that x equals 2. So that brings us to the steps to solve a proportion. The proportions you're going to be dealing with look very similar to, all the ones on the screen, where you do have two ratios, two fractions set equal to each other, and something is missing. A variable is missing somewhere, and we need to solve for that variable. So the first thing you do is find the cross products and set them equal to each other. Because in a proportion, the cross products are always equal. In a proportion, the cross products are always equal. So step 1 is to set up those cross products, find those cross products, and set them equal. Step 2, distributive property when necessary. And then step 3, solve. So distributive property when necessary, and then solve. You might have variables on both sides. I don't know if you'll have combining like terms. I doubt it, but you'll definitely have variables on both sides sometimes, so you should be able to handle all of those. So these 4 examples are going to guide us through, and they are kind of like level 1, level 2, level 3, level 4. So let's look at a level 1 question. Step 1 is to find the cross products and set them equal. So 4 times 6 is equal to 3x, or 24 is equal to 3x. And then we're just going to go ahead and solve to get x is equal to 8. Obviously, you should be able to plug your answer back in, and you can test your answer by testing to make sure that the cross products are equal. Now, number 2 takes it up a little notch. Again, step 1 is to make sure the cross products are equal. So in this first cross product of 2 multiplying to n plus 5, that is the distributive property, because 2 has to multiply to n plus 5, and we have a property for multiplication over a sum. And that's equal to the cross product of 4 times 10, which is 40. Now we distribute 2n plus 10, that's equal to 40. Subtract 10 from both sides. 2n is equal to 30, and divide by 2 to get n is 15. Again, to check your work, you can plug 15 in for n and check that the cross products are equal. 15 plus 5 is 20, 20 times 2 is 40, and that definitely equals 40. Taking it up one more level here, we're going to look at number 3, set up our cross products. 5 is going to multiply with y minus 3. 2 is going to multiply with y. So my equation should be 5 times y minus 3, and that's equal to 2y. Don't skip writing this step, because it's really important for you and me to visualize every single step you take. So now we notice that we have variables on both sides, but we need to distribute first before we can do anything else. So 5y minus 15 is equal to 2y. I want to zero out one of the variables from one side and rebalance. So let's go ahead and subtract 5y from both sides. 5y minus 5y is 0, which gives me negative 15 is equal to negative 3y. So I rebalanced there. And then divide by negative 3 on both sides to get that y is equal to 5. Again, you can take your 5, plug it in for y, and check your cross products and make sure they're equal. Now this fourth example is kind of like the highest level that you can get here with these. Notice how we're going to be distributing on both cross products. So to write our work, 5 is multiplying to 2k minus 3. And that's equal to 3 multiplying to k plus 9. Because in a proportion, which is a statement of equality with two fractions, in a proportion, the cross products are equal. So now I can multiply, just distribute, multiply my 5 and then multiply my 3. So I get 10k minus 15 is equal to 3k plus 27. I do have variables on both sides, so let's handle that. I'm going to zero out this 3k and rebalance. That leaves me with 7k minus 15 is equal to 27. I'm going to add 15 to both sides, which leaves me with 7k is equal to 42. Divide by 7 to get that k is 6. And hopefully by now I've said it enough times that you should know how to check your answer. Now that is a direct instruction for solving proportions. So I'd like you to do the you try problems. I'd like you to definitely must do the odds on the you try problems. You may do the evens. I'm going to ask some questions along the way about some of these questions, but you can also, once you do your odds, you can self-correct by checking your answers on the answer key in the Canvas page. Also be ready to ask any questions on any of the problems here that gave you a hard time. Thanks for watching and thanks for learning.